Hi, everybody. It's Amanda, and I'm here to talk to you guys about class 3 of the Ecology of Zero Waste. And I'm really excited to be here with you guys today. This module is called Nothing in Nature is Wasted. So today we're going to talk about how nature maintains balance, how the linear system of resource use is really unnatural, and how we want a circular system just like nature. So we're going to talk through the water cycle, cycling water and energy and resources and nutrients in ecosystems, and how normal and natural is, how nature just continually reuses and recycle, all while reproducing and growing and consuming, and it really works in nature. And that's really what we want for human ecosystems as well, because we are part of nature. Just emphasizing that nothing is nature and wasted. And we have 3 examples: decomposition, the water cycle, and seed dispersal with animals. So first thing is decomposition. So in nature, plants decompose, and when they do that, they break down into smaller pieces, and the nutrients just get reabsorbed into the soil. And that's how the nutrients continuously flow. And here is a graphic just to explain it a little bit more, how we have a tree full of life, and then the tree's leaves and branches and some limbs fall down. The soil absorbs the nutrients from that plant material, and then the soil is what grows new trees and new plants. So it's just a continuous cycle. And this is just a really good example of how nothing in nature is wasted, and nature just has these cyclical systems of resource use that we should try to also do in our day-to-day lives. The same thing with water. Water falls and it gets evaporates and gets reabsorbed up into the clouds and falls again. So water is just continually cycling through all of our ecosystems, and that's just a really good example of how resources continuously flow and get reused again. And the same thing with seed dispersal. This is one of my favorite examples because it involves animals. And as you guys know, animals eat the fruits that fall off of trees. They also consume the seeds within the fruit. And when animals defecate, in their feces or poop are the seeds. So the seeds from their feces or their poop are what grows new plants. So this is just a continuous cycle showing that nothing in nature is wasted, and the nutrients are just beneficial and continuously grow new plants. Unfortunately, we have, for the most part, an unnatural linear system of resource use where we extract resources from the earth, and through production and distribution, it gets to us, the consumer. We buy the products, we use the packaging, and then we dispose of it all when we're done with it. And this is not how nature works. This is not a really good example of reuse or recycling of resources or energy, nutrients, anything. So what we really want is a little bit of this. So this is how we do a little bit of recycling and reuse and composting. So a little bit of our stuff does get back into production to make new products and packaging, but it's still not fully like nature. So this is what we actually want to work towards. This is a complicated graphic that I created, but it's really quite simple if you think about it. It's just a continuous cycle of resource use that we can use in our day-to-day lives, just like in nature. And it really is what zero waste is all about. So we want to keep resources local and cycling. So for the most part, we do need raw materials extracted from the earth to make products and packaging. But after manufacturing and refinement, and when stuff gets to us, we really want to help create that closed loop system of resource use, just like what happens in nature. So we want to keep all of our stuff for a really long time. We want to reuse our products and packaging as long as possible. And then at the true end of life, we want to recycle products and packaging as much as we can. And we want to compost, what you guys are doing with your food scraps. So when all of these materials and items get collected and sorted and managed as resources through a resource recovery park, Then we will have less and less materials going to a landfill, such as food scraps, which you guys are actively part of that solution and that system. And then we will be able to use all of the recycled material and compostable material as the feedstock for the new products and packaging and food, instead of extracting new raw materials from the earth. So this is a way that we can create a zero waste system that models nature. And that's really what zero waste is all about. And you guys, with your composting of food scraps, are part of the solution. And you are part of the system that's creating these closed loop systems of keeping resources local and cycling. So you guys should all be really proud of that. So nature is our model when we build zero waste systems, because in nature, all of the resources and nutrients and energy is just cycled through the system. It's continuously used over and over while the ecosystems thrive. They consume, they reproduce, they live in their ecosystem, and this is just how it happens naturally. So nature is our model when we want to build zero waste systems. And we all know that now that nothing in nature is wasted. And we all know from our past class on landfilling that there is no way. Landfills do produce pollutants, and landfills are in somebody's backyard, in ecosystems' backyard, people's backyard. So we don't want to contribute to any of that pollution. So instead, we want to model our systems after nature and send less and less and less to the landfill. So in this lesson, there is an activity to describe an animal and plant that's amazing for you, because I really think animals and plants are amazing. Two of my favorite animals are the American alligator and the manatee. So those are the animals I would research and I would write about. I've loved them since I was a little girl, and I just think that they're both amazing animals that we have here in Florida. But our goal really is to appreciate nature, how it works, and without wasting anything. It's just fantastic. And also think critically about how we can live without wasting anything. That's really your goal this week. And the next lesson is on natural resources, and I'll be really excited to talk to you guys about that next week. All right, thank you very much.